fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, this series is back. Now, ironically, it has just been over 2 months since I last recorded a part to this. And we left off with the heroes versus the villains exam. Now, with that being said, Deku and the female Denki were able to overpower and take down Bakugo and Kirishima. I believe that they were the villains, and their victory was not supposed to be as intended. All Might confused and completely caught off guard by this. Now, with that being said, we do have today where Midoriya and his brother Todoroki are both sitting down and talking. These two talking about different techniques and designs that they would want to change with their hero costumes. Todoroki talking about how his costume for right now is actually pretty good. It's fireproof, and it is able to withstand extremely cold temperatures. Him asking about his brother's costume, talking about how it must be annoying whenever sand gets in his outfit. Midoriya explained that actually it's not that bad. With his quirk, he's able to simply remove the sand if he does get stuck. Even then, the way his suit is, it conforms to his body. And even then, he has a way to make sure nothing gets inside his clothing. So, yeah, he's all good. Todoroki wanting an explanation as about the goggles, however, holding them up as they were on the table. Him slipping them over his head and looking in them, talking about how he can barely see in these things. Midoriya bringing his hand up to the side of them, and clicking on a little thing. As it clicks, it becomes more visible, and Todoroki's vision does actually get better. Now, he just asks exactly why did he make these, or even get these? Oh. It's quite simple. I don't know the best way to explain it, but I just feel connected, you know? Huh? Connected with the earth. The ground. The way things move. Remember whenever I said I could sense the earthquake that happened in a nearby city? Yeah. What about it? Well, the thing was, I've looked into that. Apparently there are weird phenomena like that where people with quirks have been able to sense danger. Well, not just typically from far away. There's been instances where people have danger like quirks or sensing quirks, I don't know. Even then, I think that's what my quirk allowed me to do. I was able to sense the shift in the earth or the plates, the tectonic plates that caused the earthquake. Huh. That's pretty weird. Well, I mean, it does kind of make sense. I'm constantly connected to the ground if you really think about it. Then again, I'm still trying to work this all out, dude. Yeah, alright. Anyways, Todoroki says getting up, talking about how he's gonna go out and train. Alright. I gotta work on something real quick. Todoroki handing him back his goggles, as Izuku does take them, putting them on and actually trying to at least go down into the darkness level of his goggles. Watching as the glass panes in them quickly begin to darken up as they are switched out, or more glasses layered in front of the glass currently there. Now, I'm not really too sure the best way to explain it. However, I do believe that that was somewhat the best I could explain it. It's kind of confusing. Anyways, now, with that being said, Midoriya, he messes around with his goggles a bit more, as we do have the next day. Midoriya is up early, and everyone is on their way to a field trip. Now, it has been a little bit of time between the heroes versus villains and where we are currently at, the USJ event. Now, within this amount of time, Midoriya, him and Denki have both been trying to improve upon their skills, along with Todoroki and Momo. These four all trying to bring more and more to the table every single day. Denki actually explained to Midoriya a little bit of things that she's discovered about her power talking with All Might. Apparently the way she has her one for all, as she would whisper to him, she is using it at low levels, far lower than her body could handle. So, All Might explained to her to stay at 5%, and to use 5%. In fact, she actually was able to jump herself up to around 6% the other day. That's good. Yeah, it is, but that's not even the thing. I've been able to somewhat master that ability. Perfect. Sounds like you're on the right track then. Yeah, that's not it though. I decided to try and push a bit further. And actually, I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Okay. Now, before she can explain what she's talking about, this is where Bakugo actually does speak up, asking exactly what are all those damn quirked wonders talking about. Mind your own business, Bakugo. Oh, exactly who the hell are you to tell me that? The guy who kicked your ass. Now shut up. Now, before Bakugo can even retaliate, this is whenever Asui actually does step into the conversation, along with many other people talking up. Going on to ask a question. Asking the female Denki about her quirks. Now, this is kind of surprising, and she isn't too sure how to explain it. Whenever Asui brings up the fact that she seems to possess two different colors of lightning. Huh? Yeah. I don't know the best way to explain it. There's also the fact that you are able to control metal. So wouldn't it be classified as three quirks? What? Oh, no. My quirk is technically one, but I don't really understand it either. For as long as I can really think about, my quirks allow me to use electricity. However, one day I learned that I could just move faster. And I kind of injured myself and hurt myself. So I tried using my quirk a different way. And that's how I've been doing it for a long time. However, I did learn something embarrassing whenever I overuse it the way I do. What do you mean? Well, hopefully it doesn't ever come to that. So I'd rather not say. Yeah, she gets kinda weird when she does it. Hey, don't blow my cover. What? It's funny though. Yeah, but it's embarrassing for me. Alright. Now, with that being said, more conversations are had. along with somebody asking exactly what it's like to have Endeavor as a father. Yikes, that sounds horrible. People being surprised. Whenever the tough and flame hero, who always does try to better himself, seems to actually be a pleasant man to be around. Or at least from what they can somewhat understand from it, it's like he's at least tolerable to be around. Since he does not seem to be a very good person, in their eyes at least. Now, with that being said, eventually Aizawa does inform them all that they are here. And this is whenever we actually do have a pleasant surprise. Aizawa is here along with the Black Hole Hero, along with something that nobody really expected. Endeavor himself. Now, this is quite a surprise to not only Midoriya or Izuku and Shoto, but to the whole class. Now, this is where Endeavor, he actually does somewhat walk up and look everyone up and down, trying to look and see what their quirks might be. The mutation quirks seem somewhat good. The guy with duplo arms could possibly be a good hero as well. He looks physically strong. However, as well as the other mutation quirks, they might be a bit more iffy. And then there's the ones that he really cannot tell about. Like Bakugo, Ochako, Kirishima, Jiro. She seems to be a bit out of place since her only quirk or visible mutation is her earlobes. Along with him actually looking at Mineta. That one doesn't look like he would be of much help in any situation. Now, with that all being said, we do have Aizawa who does explain it. Mr. Endeavor here, or the pro hero Endeavor, he actually did request to be here today. And he wanted to see how his sons would work. Now, ordinarily, UA would not allow this. However, with Endeavor being a top-ranking hero, along with the fact that All Might actually did say that he was going to be late today, they were able to squeeze him in last minute. So, not only will the kids here be getting taught by Endeavor, the number 2 hero, but All Might should make an appearance later on into the day. So, they should all expect that as well. Consider it to be a treat for all of the hard work they have been doing. Now, Endeavor does actually at least try to give an explanation, talking about what he does as a pro, quickly explaining about how their abilities can be dangerous or useful. His ability, Hell Flame, or his fire ability, he could quite literally scorch a person down into ash if he wanted to, given a few seconds. Or he can cause rampant fires. However, over the course of his lifetime, he has learned and gone through expert control, trial and error time and time again. Explain that it's a lot like All Might's strange ability. This being where Denki, she acts just somewhat, well, look around for a second, thinking that someone might be looking at her. Now, with that, everyone does actually begin to step around and begin to go towards where they would be whenever the villains do show up. And this is quite a surprise. Endeavor quickly looking towards the door and wondering exactly what is going on. Now, they do quickly discover that communications are out and that things inside the building are not properly working. Now, Endeavor is actually the one to jump in, him immediately going for villains, and thinking that with All Might out of the way today, since he's here in his place, he might actually break his record. However, he does actually tell Aizawa to simply stay around the students and catch anyone who does get past him. Now, with that being said, this is whenever everyone does actually watch Endeavor go to work. Him quickly being able to overpower and surprisingly catch a few villains. Now, everyone just watches on, as we actually do have Kirigiri, who does open a portal and take out, well, 18, or 13 I believe, I don't remember the number, the Black Hole Hero, and surprise Mr. Aizawa. Now, he actually does go to use his own quirk to disable the villain, and this is whenever the villain does actually disappear, and a portal does open up underneath everybody else. Now, Aizawa, he's actually teleported away along with the students. Him falling and arriving in an unknown area. Now, as he does look around, he does try and make his way back towards Endeavor for backup, along with wanting to check on the other pro hero. Now, as for where everyone is at, we actually do have Midoriya. He fell whenever he was in close proximity to Asui and, well, Denki. Now, as Midoriya is actually falling, he's quickly able to get his legs underneath him and hold himself into the air, as he does look around to try and see if anyone else is nearby him, since the portal is still open. As it's open, he actually does see Denki falling and someone screaming, as he throws out his hand and is able to catch her in a small tornado, holding her up into the air. Her spinning around on her back somewhat weirdly as she does still somewhat scream. Midoriya telling her to at least try and level out. What happened? Where are we? Jeez. Listen, we're okay. I got us. Besides, look. Him, at least, pointing downwards, saying that there's water right there. They would have been fine. Oh, okay. Just hang on. Where is it? Here it is. Her pulling out the metallic disc that Momo created for her. Her pressing the button as it does actually release and expand. Her then running her quirk through it, as she is able to begin floating herself. Midoriya slowly releasing his little tornado. Now, as it does actually happen, Midoriya does see somebody jump onto the boat, and he actually has begun to make his way towards her. Now, he was able to watch this person jump up and swing themselves over with some appendage. Him being able to put together that it's Asui, as he does get close and land. Asui surprised to see these two. Now, as she is talking, she's trying to figure out exactly what they should do. They can already leave when they want to. However, villains on the boat or around the boat might try to stop them, especially if they have long-range quirks. Midoriya explaining to her that that's not actually the case. The villains, they won't be able to do anything. And why exactly is that? You just need to trust me, okay? Also, you might want to hold on to something. Okay. Midoriya walking towards the center of the boat, and beginning to at least bring his hands up, as he begins to move them around in circles. Now, Asui is very confused. However, she does actually hold on to the railing. Denki actually getting off the disc and holding on to the wheel directly where the inside of the boat is, or the cabin. Now, as this does actually happen, Midoriya raises the boat out of the water with wind, and begins to move it forwards. Now, as this is actually going on, Midoriya does actually look out into the battlefield, watching fire and many other things being thrown around, until the Nomu is actually summoned. Now, as Midoriya does actually see this, he does turn his head whenever he does see something. A large glacier of ice is formed. And then Ida actually does run out of the USJ on that. Him holding Todoroki, as Todoroki, once they get to the top, immediately begins to start creating a pathway of ice for Ida to run down. Before he himself turns around and quickly begins to try and slide back down, using his left hand to burn away the ice behind him, as so that no villains can give chase. Now, as this is going on, Midoriya, he actually does land the boat directly on land, and quickly tries to run in to help his father, being able to blast away a ton of villains behind him, as he quickly does begin to use his earth ability, stomping down onto the ground, creating a giant area directly full of sand. People quickly sinking down, Midoriya parting it as to make quicksand. And as soon as many people get submerged, Endeavor, he turns away, blasting the area with immense heat, turning it into a glass floor. People stuck. Some can't get out of it, and some who do try and use their quirks find that it is very ineffective. Now, Endeavor turns his attention back to the Nomu. And then there is Midoriya, who does actually try and do one thing. With all the sand that he's created, he actually does try and use a big amount of it, throwing out his right hand and balling it into a fist, as he makes it go towards the Nomu. The sand forming into a giant hand as it does actually grab the Nomu by its back and go to pick him up, holding him up into the air. The Nomu being ordered to swing down and break this thing, get free, and kill these two. Now, the moment that it is given that order, it breaks free. And it does go to try and attack Endeavor and Izuku. Now, Endeavor has quickly pieced it together. This thing has super strength, and it's able to heal away all the damage it has tried to cause. Along with that, punching it does not seem to be the best option, as Midoriya and Endeavor do get away from it. Now, Midoriya actually does have a few ideas of what to do, as they try the glass floor technique, and that does not work. And then there is one thing that does happen. The Nomu goes straight for Izuku, and he's caught off guard, as he quickly does form the tornadoes on his hands, quickly trying to blast away at the Nomu, as these do actually resemble a 40% smash in power. Now, after that is said and done, Midoriya, he actually does feel the pain it does cause in his arms. He did not break them, but it was enough to at least hurt the bones. Now, the Nomu was unaffected by this, as it continued its onslaught forwards, Midoriya smashing down with his leg and causing a pillar of earth to come flying up and hit the Nomu directly in the chest. The Nomu being unaffected by it as he just simply punches through, and barrels through, Endeavor attacking the Nomu from behind, as the immense heat hits the Nomu in the back as it continues its onslaught forwards. Midoriya throwing up wall upon wall of earth and trying to at least blow the Nomu away whenever he can. The Nomu punching through many, and Midoriya making a final thick wall of earth before the Nomu does get to him. The Nomu quickly punching through it and being able to actually get a hit on Midoriya. This being whenever Midoriya, he actually does have something fly into one of his eyes. Now, as it does actually happen, Midoriya gets sent flying away, and smashing down somewhere, as he does get back up. Now, Midoriya's goggles, they are broken, and he believes that he has glass in his eyes. Now, this is whenever Denki actually is trying to step in, her using her magnetism to try and throw the boat at the Nomu, and finding that was very uneventful. This being where Shota does try and step in to save his brother. Now, he's able to freeze the Nomu, and they do watch in horror, as that was very, very bad. revealing this thing's true regenerative capabilities, being able to regenerate half of your torso and an arm and a leg back in an instant. And this does scare Todoroki and Endeavor. This thing is not human, and it is confirmed whenever Shigaraki explains that the Nomus are created through a process to basically take away humanity. Now, once Endeavor hears that this thing is not human, he actually does have a smirk come across his face, shouting that that was a bad move to tell them, as he orders his son to try and freeze the Nomu. This being where the Nomu is ordered to attack Endeavor, and it quickly does go to rush forwards. However, before the Nomu can move, something does happen. A bunch of spikes from the earth immediately shoot up and hit it, impaling the Nomu in every which way. Many people caught off guard by this as they're watching, as you do see Midoriya, who is at least sitting on his knees, and does have his hands up, as you do have blood streaming down from his eyes, and blood coming out of his nose. Endeavor shouting for his son, as Shigaraki orders the Nomu to kill that boy first. Now, Izuku just suddenly goes on stating that he is not going to give up. Shit, can't see. Wait. Midoriya taking a deep breath, as he can hear it. The footsteps and electricity. The person behind him on his left. Denki. Wait, how can you see me? Was I loud? What? No. So I can see. I can hear him. Everything. If I focus my senses. Is this what the sixth sense is? No. The seismic ability. I think I understand it. I just have to visualize in my mind how far away I think people are, along with the timing. It's not perfect, but it should help me out a lot. Now, Midoriya, he does actually hear the Nomu take footsteps. It feels like it's all in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, it's already close to him. There's only 10 feet left. Hopefully this works. Midoriya throwing up his left hand, as the Nomu is sent flying up into the air with a large pillar. Now, Midoriya throws up his hands and begins to try and create a tornado, as the Nomu tries to regain its balance, and tries to move. Midoriya quickly bonding the Nomu's arms together with the sand, as he shouts for his father and his brother to attack the Nomu with fire. Endeavor piecing together quickly what his son's doing, blasting away without even hesitating. And Endeavor, or Todoroki my bad, Shoto, he does attack as well, using both of his hands and throwing fire directly into the large tornado. Everyone in the USJ watching as heat begins to intensify. The area feels like they are breathing inside of an actual desert. And things begin to start melting all around them. Midoriya increasing the size of the tornado as his nose begins to bleed more heavily. And he can actually feel the strain tearing apart the muscles in his arm. Now, as the Nomu is burnt to a crisp within the environment, All Might does arrive, watching what is currently happening, as Midoriya does finally collapse. Now, with that being said, he does actually arrive and try to take care of the rest of the villains, as Endeavor does try and catch his breath, along with Todoroki as well. Now, with that being said, Endeavor does go to check upon his son. However, he is quite shocked, learning that the Nomu is still somewhat active. Now, the Nomu itself is not completely destroyed. Parts of its brain did still survive. and it is currently working on trying to regenerate pieces. However, they believe that they've destroyed the part that the regeneration relies on in its brain. So they'll be able to take in what's left of this thing. Now, Shigaraki does directly try and go for one of the Todorokis. He thought about going for the Endeavor. However, with a pro, he would quickly take care of him, or burn him to a crisp. His quirk reminds him of a certain ally. Now, with that being said, he tries to go for Izuku. And as soon as a portal does open up, and he quickly does come out of it, he's met by a big surprise. Whenever he's quickly electrocuted, and blasted back into the portal. Now, with that being said, the USJ event is over, and we actually do have later on into the day Midoriya waking up in absolute complete darkness, as he does go to sit up and try to move. Now, along with all the things going on in his head, it is quite weird. His hearing feels doubled, and he feels like everything's drawn in black and white. As he does actually try to look around. Where am I? What's going on? Young man, you really should be more careful. Huh? Who is that? Wait. Miss Recovery Girl? My, quite fast in the uptake. What happened? Young man, it appears that you're going to be like that for a little bit of time. Huh? Yes. The damage you've suffered. It hurt your eyes quite bad. It will take some time to heal, and with my quirk I was able to fix up a lot of the damage you suffered. However, I believe if I were to use it once more, you would most likely, well, not recover very well. Or recover wrongly. The eyes are a very sensitive area. And if I were to tamper with them any more than I've already have, I believe that I could cause permanent damage. Oh, okay. Midoriya says climbing out of the bed. However, somebody does actually grab him by his left arm. Midoriya almost immediately realizing who that hand belongs to, as it is soft. Denki? Yeah. Hey. How long have you been here? For a while, actually. I'm keeping an eye on you for your dad. And your brother. Why? Well, your brother and your dad, they're currently dealing with the press. And, well, your brother dragged you here. Huh? Yeah. He did what he could to try and help you out. However, he was kinda stressed out. Sounds like Shota. Oh, really? Yeah. Anytime stress hits him, it just sort of reminds him of the younger days. What happened then? Oh, we don't like talking about that. There's a lot of things that could have happened. And, well, he's not fully over them yet. He says he is, but I can tell he's not. Okay. So he's just sort of, yeah, he sort of just needs to be by himself for a minute. It's understandable. When things get tough, he sort of either rises to the occasion or tries to run away, isolate himself for a short period of time. I can check on him whenever I get home. Whenever you get home? Yeah. I just need to get there now. I can check on him. No. Her pulling Midoriya. And explain that he can't leave yet. Why? You're still hurt. Yeah, but I'll be fine. No, you won't, young man. Actually, this girl has your best interest in mind. What are you talking about? Yes, she wants to make sure that you recover fully, and in fact, stay healthy. Ah, my. Even then, it seems like you are very oblivious, young man. What? Yes, the effort this girl's gone through. She's been here ever since the afternoon you got dragged in. What? Afternoon? What time is it? Oh, it is currently 7:30. What? Wait, you've been here for 7 hours? You were that worried about me? Yeah. Are you doing better now? Hmm, I think so, yeah. But you don't have to trouble yourself for me. But that's not the point. Huh? You were reckless. You got hurt. I saw it. The Nomu hit you, didn't it? Yeah, I'm okay though. No, you're not. They took your glasses off and they shattered. All that glass in your face. I saw it. You couldn't see, yet somehow you could. Can you see me right now? Hmm? No, I can't really. It's just sort of Midoriya bringing his hand out and being able to touch her face, talking about how it sort of like blurs or, well, the way water is whenever a droplet falls into it. I don't know how to explain it. It reminds him of that though, when he's seeing, sensing, he can't tell. Hmm. I believe that would be somewhat close to sonar, my boy. Hmm? Yes, it's the same way that bats communicate. Echolocation. Hmm. Wow. It's kind of cool, actually. Why, yes, it is. However, you must be careful. Your eyes are still very sensitive. Now, her walking out of the room, saying that she will give them a minute alone. As Midoriya, he does actually hear the door close, and Recovery Girl take 2 steps to her right before at least leaning up against the wall. I can still tell you're there. Her walking away, and Midoriya at least hearing a slight about that. Now, as that does actually happen, we actually do have Denki, who does bring her hand up and grab Midoriya by his wrist. Now, Midoriya immediately turns to try and face her, as she does actually have a very red blush all along her face, and is heavily embarrassed, telling Midoriya that he can't be that reckless again, and he must promise her that. Hmm? Uh, why? I've always been like that, kinda. No, you. Hmm. Her trying to at least tell Midoriya what she's trying to say. Now, it doesn't take Midoriya very long to realize what is going on. He can hear her heartbeat, and especially the way she's talking. He's not stupid. And he himself is trying to at least find the best way out of the situation, as nothing can really be well said about it. So Midoriya does the best option he thinks of. And he actually does pull Denki in close. Her being quite surprised that Midoriya has done this. And she does actually drop the bag she does have. What was that? It was, listen, I'm sorry, you know? I know I'm reckless and I'm stupid, but I just don't understand it. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to protect everyone, you know? Yeah, but still, you know, you can let go now. Hmm? I'm really sorry about that. I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed myself, actually. You know, I'm not the best at explaining myself or showing emotions, but I do hope you understand. This being interrupted, whenever Denki actually has kissed Midoriya. And Midoriya, he actually does let go, and is caught off guard himself, as he does fall backwards onto the bed. Her think for a second that he passed out again, or that he fainted from his injuries, before Midoriya does quickly start to laugh, talking about how she is stronger than any villain he's ever faced. She knocked him on his ass just from one little thing. Her being to quickly laugh, as she picks up the bag and reveals to Midoriya that she has brought food. And the two do actually eat together. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.